Can you tell us your name?
My name is Jim Sandal. Sandahl.
Do you know why your parents named you James?
Probably named me after one of the, what do you call, those Peter, James, and John. My mom was very religious.
Oh,
I'm wondering about that. I don't know.
so what was your primary occupation?
Dairy farming. Well, I worked there all my life, but on my own was after my dad died, and I took over the farm. I was about 19 or 20.
Did you always want to take over the farm?
Pardon?
Did you always want to take over the farm?
Uh, as a young boy, I did. I always dreamt of farming. I always knew I would end up there. I guess I know when I left the farm to go to Milwaukee, where you guys live, and I worked at American Motors Corporation. But I remember telling my dad that I would make some money down there and help out on the farm, buy stuff for the farm. I doubt if it would have worked that way. If it was $2.38 an hour.
Did you end up saving enough to buy anything for the farm?
I don't know how I did it. I had $700 when I got done there, but I didn't even make that much while I was working. I had $700 in the bank, and I don't remember what I did with it. Didn't go to the farm. I know that, but as fate would have it, he got sick, and I was forced. I wasn't forced home. Out of necessity, I had to come home and take care of the farm while he was sick, and for 7 weeks, that was it. And Ma called, said, "You got to come home." So that was it, And then I was doing it like I was on my own. Of course, I wasn't there while he was living, but then I just carried on after he died.
How many siblings did you have?
I had 2 brothers and 4 sisters. It was my younger brother was Peter, and then my older brother was John. And there was Jean and Pat and Lois and June. June being the oldest. Lois was the next oldest, and Pat, and then Jean was my twin sister.
What were your guys' responsibilities, being on the farm as kids? I'm sure you had lots of chores.
Yeah, we'd help in the barn, morning and night. I remember not when I was real young. Of course, we didn't go out in the morning. At night, we were always there. Seemed like from as long as I could remember. And we did work in there. I remember carrying silage for the cows with a basket. I don't know. I was probably 10 years old before I did anything like that. I don't know. I have no idea how old we were. So we were always outside wherever they went. I remember when my dad and Mom, they'd both go out in the field picking stones or doing something, and we'd all be together, making hay. I remember riding on the wagon with the hay loader coming up on the hay with me coming up on the wagon. We'd be getting in the way and fall off the wagon. One time I got run over by the stone wagon. The little kid, got my foot run over. But it didn't get hurt. I don't know, it was soft ground and that, and then I didn't get hurt.
That's good.
Huh?
Well, that's good that you didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen? Someone getting hurt doing the farm work?
That's amazing. I don't remember anybody getting seriously injured. Little things, cuts, stuff, but bruises, but nobody ever got injured. bad.
Tell us about what happened to Donna that one time.
Except my wife, yeah, that was quite a bit later. This heifer that turned bully, and she threw her over the partition in the barn, the 4-foot wall. She pushed her, threw her right over there. Came up, but luckily she didn't get hurt. Bruised up, but she was all right.
What was your childhood home like?
Wow, that's a good question. I can remember the wood stove in the kitchen, and my ma, cooked on there. We didn't have we had electricity as far as I could remember, but we didn't have a hot water heater. We didn't have a bathroom in the house till I was probably 10, maybe. And you'd heat the water with that electric stove, with that wood stove. You had a reservoir on the side of it, and you'd fill it with water, and it would heat up that. Oh, I remember in the summer it'd be so goddamn hot in there. She'd cooking in there. And we had another heater in the living room to heat the house. And of course, that wood stove, cook stove, heated a lot too. And it took a lot of heat because that house wasn't insulated very good. That was before my dad remodeled it in 1947. I was 8 years old then. Well, I can remember a little bit before that, but the house was a little differently arranged and smaller. And then he remodeled and added to the east side. Insulated it all around and plastered the whole thing and made a really, really nice house out of it. Jacked it up. There was no basement. I remember that. He jacked up the house and dug a basement, underneath after he had it jacked up, I guess. And dug that out by hand, pick and shovel. I mean, I don't know how the hell they got. My dad worked so hard when he was younger. It was pathetic. Well, John helped with that too, because John would have been, 20. We'd been almost 20 when he did that. In 47, well, he was born in 28, so he'd have been, 19? And they had it so that you could back the tractor down it had a scoop on the tractor. And they'd fill that scoop with dirt and bring it out and keep doing that until that whole house was excavated underneath that whole house. Put in a foundation in the floor and set her back down. And I don't remember exactly, but I know, I think I remember, I can barely remember something about that. They had blocking, they had the house jacked up and there was blocking all around holding it up, and a wind came along and it was moving. And that was when they had it on the jacks yet. That's why it was still on the jacks. It wasn't down on the blocking. And they quick let the jacks down, and saved it. Otherwise, it might have been disaster. I don't know. But I remember something about that. Anyway, that's all I remember about it. Yeah, he did. My dad did a lot of work on that house. He did it all by himself. Remodeled that. Not the plastering. Somebody came in and did the plastering and the wiring. They rewired the whole house then. Well, they had to just plain wire it because that was the first time any wiring went in it, Electricity came in 1936. And so we got that done too. And that was a big thing when electricity came. Then they added a refrigerator and stove, electric stove, and Oh, that changed life for bathroom. That really changed the life, you know. I don't remember the days with no bathroom much. I do remember an outhouse across the road, just across our driveway there by the barn. I I remember using it, but barely. Bathroom was all my life, really. I mean, I never knew much about outdoor stuff.
How would you say that the house has changed since your childhood?
How the house has changed?
Yeah, since your childhood.
Well, just what I described before. Went from kind of a shell, you know. It was no basement, and that was added, and remodeled the whole house, insulation and stuff, and it a little different arrangement of rooms too, and then. Oh, I did a lot of work on that house too, on the roof, extended the roof eaves, and I didn't do a lot of changing at first. I didn't change anything really until, oh God, that would be probably in 19 or 2008. I added on to the north end. I added a big piece on the north end of it. Put a deck out on the front. We had did that years earlier, and we changed the furnace. We went to an oil furnace. We took out the old wood furnace, and then after that, I put in a different heating system. I put in a floor heating system with a propane boiler. Other than that, I didn't. My dad had it fixed up pretty good.